What the fuck is up, everybody? Josh here. I'm the Sandman. We are here to once again review another album. It just came out last Tuesday. It is Within the Ruins, Phenomena. And not to give away how I feel about this record, but if you add an L to the end of the record title, the album title, phenomenal. That's about how this record is, man. I'm just going to get right into it. They are a band that some people would say sound like a lot of other bands, but I don't hear that. I simply hear a band that has taken pretty much every genre of music, of metal, and melded it into one sound, and it's called Within the Ruins. I mean, that sound is Within the Ruins. They are not just a gent band. They are not just a death metal band. They are not just a metal band. They are not a thrash band. They have taken it to another level that other bands, I think, may try to do, but not quite get. They are probably now my favorite of the gent progressive bands. But I mean, I would not say that they're all gent. They're not. I mean, they have some heavy breakdowns. They are very metalcore. They are very gent. They are very deathcore. There's not a clean vocal in this album. And it's just done so well. It's so well produced. You know, they just come out with an album like a year ago, maybe, or not 2 years ago. I know that, Elite, and that album was solid. And the two before that were solid. This band has been progressively getting better, I think. And usually when the bands start selling more and making Billboard like this one did, congratulations to the band on the way. By the way, they congratulations on making the Billboard charts. That's awesome. We need more metal up there. But this band has gotten better. Usually when that happens, usually when I start to like them, the hardcore fans stop liking them. So, I mean, you know, a lot of people may be pissed off about it. But from what I'm reading on the internet and from what I'm hearing, people dig it. And I for sure dig it. I love this record. It's so heavy. And I'm wearing a shirt. Like, I wore my Batman shirts and a couple other stuff. This record, the lead singer is a huge comic book fan, and it is a concept record melding together DC and Marvel villains and heroes. And it's mainly Marvel. There's a Joker song called Calling Card, which is probably my favorite. And the Batman song is Dark Monarch. Clockwork is a Watchmen song. And I don't know, I think they're a DC property. They may not be. But either way, I know they're not Marvel. But the majority is Marvel. You know, Ronin is a Wolverine song. And it is probably my favorite. Hagyra is a Spider-Man song. And it, you know, every song is great. It tells a story. He didn't write it corny to where you can just listen and be like, oh, well, that's about Spider-Man, or that's about Wolverine, or that's about Batman. He did it where it relates to current life, it relates to the real world, but his love of comics and how the comics have gotten into his brain, he found a way to relate it to his life and his pain. And, you know, some of the lyrics on this album are just fucking wonderful. And I especially love Ronin, the Wolverine song. Ronin and Calling Card are probably my two favorite. Hagyra's up there. There's a couple instrumentals that are wonderful in this. It adds a real element to this that other bands may not do. And there's a Venom song called The Other. They released a picture on their Facebook describing which song went to or whatever, and it, the instrumental song is Venom, Spider-Man, and Carnage. And I guess he was just having them in mind. There's no lyrics to it. It's just like 5 or 6 minute heavy ass fucking song of just instrumental gent progressive death metal, and it's great. The bass is pounding in this. The drummer is on another level as far as drummers in this genre. He brings it all together. He ties everything together so well. The guitars, of course. I mean, gent and this sound is not for everybody, but you know, if you dig gent, if you dig progressive, if you dig death metal, there's a little bit of everything on this album, man. And, you know, I've heard a lot of people say that, you know, all the purists and elitists out there say that this style of music doesn't take as much talent as death metal or pure death metal or whatever. I kind of say fuck you to that, because these guys are super talented. And, you know, and I'm kind of partial to this record because I do think it's awesome that comic books are being written about and put in the forefront on a pretty popular band's record. And I think it's also very brave, because I think a lot of their fans and a lot of metal fans are probably not into comic books enough to want to listen to a whole CD about it. But that's where how they wrote the lyrics ties in. I mean, if you don't know shit about comic books, you could listen to this album and just think it's a dude talking about some fucked up shit in his own life. And that's what I think is cool about it. To the guys that, like me, that understand the comics and know what he's talking about, it just adds another element. But to someone that's not, I mean, you could still listen to it and still get something out of this record. It's written very well. The vocals are very heavy, done so well. It's very catchy for a record that doesn't have any clean parts. And they took what they did on Elite and they progressed. That's the best word I think for it. And they made a record that can stand the test of time. And, you know, I hope they keep coming out with a record every year. That'll be sweet. That's what those country fuckers do in country music, because they don't even write their own songs, so they can pump out just trash after trash. So if a metal band can start releasing an album a year, that'd be great. But I foresee them probably touring for a couple of years on this album, because there's so much material. And, you know, this band is just a good band. I mean, they're fun to listen to. The lyrics strike you. You can relate to them. Anyone can relate to them. And this goes for their other albums as well. I'm really glad I found this band. I got into this band when Elite came out, and then I got the other two before that. And then when this came out, I just, you know, I'm a fucking Within the Ruins fanboy now. But I really enjoy their stuff. I really enjoy this album. I really hear so many elements of just pure heavy metal in this, pure gent, pure death metal, metalcore without the singing pretty much, a little bit of hardcore in there. There's drops on this record, and there's breakdowns that, well, you're driving, or whether you're listening to it, playing Xbox, whatever you're doing, you can't help but just bang your fucking head, man. It's just heavy shit. And, you know, it hits you like a brick. And I love it. And I wanted to make this video because, you know, it's what I do. I talk about music. I love comic books. I love music. And this album brought them all together. And I think it was a ballsy move by the band. And I applaud them for it. I really do. For taking that risk. And then putting out a stellar fucking CD. I mean, it's probably in my top 2. When I do my top 10 of 2014 in December, it's probably going to be either 1 or 2. I mean, I don't see another album coming out that I enjoy as much as this. Anti-Mortem, totally different style of band, was another band that I've become obsessed with lately. But they're probably going to get my album of the year. But this is right there at it. I listen to all kinds of different shit, man, and this is some heavy stuff. I hear a little bit of Gojira even on this album, you know, and they're one of my favorite bands as well, and I'm stoked for their new album that they're working on. But Within the Ruins, Phenomena, it is a comic book concept album. go out and get it, man. Buy it, download it on iTunes. I think a lot of people are getting it. So go out and buy it, man. Listen to it, see what you think. If you like gent, if you like progressive music, if you like fucking heavy breakdowns mixed with very atmospherical elements and some instrumental music, everything you could possibly want in metal is on this record. And I know elitists are still going to be douchebags, but I don't understand what more you could want from a CD. Within the Ruins, Phenomena. It is outstanding. 2 thumbs up from the Sandman. And go out there and get it. Go support this band. They're doing it big. They're doing big things. So, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, show your friends. I'm just a fucking nerd in a Batman shirt talking about metal. It's what I do. It's what I love. I love Within the Ruins, Phenomena. 2 thumbs way up. Way the fuck up. Keep on doing it Within the Ruins. Thank you for watching. This is the Sandman. I'll get you next time. See ya.